3. Hey, my friend.
Hello, beautiful. How are you doing?
I am so excited to be here today. And if our listeners have caught a few of our other episodes, they know that that is not our usual intro music. And I can't wait to tell them why we're leading with that music today. But should we do our intro first?
Yeah, let's go ahead and do the intro.
Let's do it.
Hi, ladies. I am Shannon Mitchell, a Black millennial business owner, the owner of ShealoGlo LLC, a handmade shea butter company. I'm an advocate for your self care, your business care, and intentional wellness.
Hey, y'all, I'm Christine Gautreaux, a white social justice advocate, an international speaker, coach, and published author who helps you upgrade yourself in community care.
And together we are Women Connected in Wisdom, a podcast grounded in the 8 dimensions of wellness. Welcome to our show today. Welcome, welcome.
Right? Every week, Shannon, we have intentional conversation about how to be wise in business and relationships and wellness. And our guests help us do that. And I am so excited. I get excited every week about our guests, but I'm really excited about our guests today and this week. So, but before we do that, we're going to build the suspense a little, right? So,
Yes, of course.
what are we talking about today?
So, you ladies know, again, there are 8 dimensions of wellness. We've gone over a few of them. Today, we're going to go over spiritual wellness. So, I have our definition here. Spiritual wellness allows us to be in tune with our spiritual selves. This realm of wellness lets us find meaning in life events and define our individual purpose. It can be defined through various factors, including religious faith, values, ethics, and morals. Regardless of whether you believe in a particular religious faith, there is always something to be learned about how you see yourself in the world.
Mm, that is a
Yes,
yummy definition.
yes.
That. Let's take a moment to just breathe that in. Take a minute to
Faith,
pause.
values.
Yeah. Yeah. I love that. Well, I know
I
that when
love that.
we usually give definitions, one of the first things we ask ourselves is like, what does it mean to each of us? And how
Right.
does it manifest in us? So
Mm.
think about when you think about that definition.
Whew. When I think about spiritual wellness, I think about sanity, okay? Psychological sanity. I know mental and emotional is a category, right? And for me, this is one of those categories that's right up next to it because without God, I would be crazy, okay? Like, just life didn't just get like this in 2020. Life has been crazy, And God has really helped me stay grounded, remember that the storm may look a certain way, but he would sleep at the bottom of the boat. And I said, that's how I want to be, resting in the midst of the storm, knowing that I'm taken care of. Christine, the logo for my business, that's what it's about. Look at the trees, look at the birds, look at the trees.
Right?
Take a second and look at the birds. Take a second to take care of yourself and know that you are taken care of. It doesn't matter what it means or what's going on. So that's what I think about. And it's really interesting because when I spoke to the seniors, when the schools was open, I went back to my high school and would speak to the high school seniors. And I brought them a list of things that helped with my professionalism and things that I went through in my life. And the number one rule on that list was stay connected to the source. And so, of course, I can't assume that your source is what my source is. One of the things on that list might be your family, it might be yourself, it might be a lot of things. But no matter what you do in life, the first rule is to stay connected to the source. So spiritual wellness is huge.
Right. I'm with you on that, Shannon. Like, I at one of my teachers' houses where before the pandemic we would go on retreats, she
Mm,
had a poem about like when you take your time to start your day with connecting to source. And I have that practice in my own life. Like life is
yeah.
very different if I just jump up and start rushing and doing versus when I have my spiritual practices and connect with myself, connect with source,
Hmm.
with nature, and really take time to take a deep breath and tune in and
Yeah.
listen. To me, it's also about listening. I'm a doer. Everybody that knows me knows I'm a doer. But part of my spiritual practice and spiritual wellness is stopping,
Yes.
being in stillness,
I
and
love
listening.
that.
And
And
I'm like,
it's,
oh, go ahead.
no, go ahead. I'm sorry. Finish.
I was just thinking, one of my practices is I like to greet the sun in my backyard. And
Mm,
for a birthday about 6 years ago, we had a big party and built a labyrinth in my backyard, which is a walking meditation and prayer path. And so that's
mm,
part of my spiritual wellness and practice is to greet the sun,
I
because
love that.
I just, there's a lot that goes on in the world, but the sun still comes up. And
Yes,
sometimes
it does.
we can, and sometimes we can't.
Yes, yes. And I'm so glad you said that because that's exactly how I am too. I have my checklist of stuff that I do throughout the day. And at the top is pay yourself first. And that's with time too. It's not just with money, and it includes all of those things. It includes my devotion, prayer, meditating, me taking care of my physical is literally mind, body, and spirit. It's taken care of before I go through my email or check social media or anything. Today I didn't do that. And you could say that part of the day may have gone different had I done that. I can definitely tell the difference, like you said. And I didn't know that you built your labyrinth for your birthday. That's beautiful.
Well, that's a whole nother story we'll have to do on another
Yeah.
show,
We
because
should do that on environmental.
let's do it. It was magical how it came together, and it was community building, because I had
Mm,
friends come and do it with me for a party, and it was a lot of fun. But I don't want to take up too much more time, because we
no.
have a special guest in the studio today. And I am just so delighted that she agreed to come on our podcast. So,
Yes.
are you ready for me to introduce her?
I'm ready. I always want to bring the ladies in.
Okay. Okay. So, y'all, I am so honored to introduce my friend. I'm going to do it officially and read her official bio, and then we're going to play a little music. But let me read the official bio. Okay. Soyinka Rahim, GSP, is a grassroots spiritual practitioner and the founder of BIBOLOVE. Breathe in, breathe out love. She is a performing artist, a conference weaver, and an InterPlay leader from Oakland, California. And if any of y'all have ever been in my InterPlay classes, when I say my friend and colleague Soyinka and I quote something she's done, this is who I'm talking about. Soyinka is an energizing and engaging artist and facilitator. She guides multiracial, multigender, multigenerational groups to honor the self, as well as our connection to our earth, our ancestors, and each other. She helps participants and audiences tap into their authentic selves using breath, chants, movements, and storytelling. She is especially dedicated to youth seeking spiritual direction. She brings all her talents to raising the vibration of love across cultural, racial, gender, and economic divides. She has been a conference weaver and facilitator at the Facing Race Conference and at the Parliament of World Religions, among many, many other events. So we're going to play a little music, and we're going to bring her into the studio. I'm so excited. Here we go. Let me turn this up.
Hey, I'm in the middle. Hey, you're in the middle.
Breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out. Shake your body, shake your body, shake your body, shake your body. Now roll your body, roll your body, roll your body, roll your body. Now walk the body, 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 walk the body.
I love it.
You're on
I
mute.
love.
You got to unmute.
Breathe in love, Soyinka. Breathe out love, Soyinka. Thank you, Christine and Shannon, for having me today. Bibo love, breathe in love, breathe out love. I say that to myself every day. Bibo love, Soyinka. And I think of 7 words: peace, love, joy, happiness, health, grace, and ease. So say Bibo love and say your name. And join me in this justice. Say Bibo love, Soyinka. Say your name. Bibo
Bibo love,
Love,
Shannon.
Soyinka. And then say peace,
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 love,
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 love, joy,
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 happiness,
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 health,
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 grace,
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 and
and
and ease.
ease. We will love Soyinka. Peace, love, joy, happiness, health, grace, and ease. Yes. That's how I like to say it every day, y'all. Not just for my nervous system, but for the nervous system of our people, because my heart and soul is connected to the people and to life itself. Okay, y'all have questions for me? People
we
love.
do. We've got our friend Sharticia who's with us today and just gave you a big old shout out and a yes, thank you, and an ashe. So you two would be best buddies. When you come to Atlanta next time, Shoinka, we'll have, hopefully this pandemic will be over and we can have a big old party and you can meet
Yum.
everybody.
Yum.
So so you heard our intro about talking about spiritual wellness. So no shocker about why you're our first guest talking about spiritual wellness.
Yes. Yeah.
This is how you live your life every day.
Yes. Yes. I make it. I have practices, like, and I have stations. Stations where I can go and play music and make some visual art, play the gong. Find some place in your life to make music. I feel like it really helps me, like as part of my spiritual practice, to have a station where I cook, right? The kitchen is that cooking station. There's another place to create. Love, 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 love. How many stations? Where do I create the love? Love, 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 love. Oh, I can hear my mama. I can hear my mama right now. She always comes in me when I'm in interviews and stuff, but it's like I can hear her saying that everything that we're doing should be done in prayer, as a prayer. What are you doing? What are my words? What are my actions? Bibo. What are my words? What are my actions to feed the love supreme? That's a Bibo. What are my words? What are my actions to feed a love supreme?
Tell your mom I said hello.
Thank you, Mama Aisha.
Right?
For teaching me that, we should have art stations, create art. I am love, created by love to create love.
So should we, for people, we've been friends for a while now and do interplay together. And so I know what Bibo Love stands for. But will you explain to people what Bibo Love is all about?
Bibo is a focused breath with sound. Roar, sigh, yum, shh. Bibo, roar, release any excess energy that might be on the body. Roar it out, shake it out, roll it out, roar it out to make room. You can sigh to allow that love to settle in because we made space in the nervous system. And then it's like, oh, that Bibo, what are my words? What are my actions to create new systems to support redistribution of power, money, land, and time. And what are my words and my actions to support the vibration that's going to serve the hearts and souls of life itself, of humanity? Yes. And then there's the Bibo, yum, 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 yum. Yes, that I am a supreme love created by love to create love. Like, how am I feeding that vibration in all my relations? How am I feeding that love supreme in all my relations? That's what I'll say about that. Yum. And then I go, shh, Bibo, shh, shh. Thank you, Spirit Love. So I can hear, so we can hear. Shh, Bibo, shh. Shh. Love has the power. That's what I hear. Love has the power.
I love it when you sing for us, Soyinka. What we played when we introduced ourselves and coming in was Soyinka's BIBOLOVE album that can be found on all the places you find music. So that when we played the intro was Bibo Punk. Sharticia just said her life just changed.
Mm-hmm.
Yum,
Seriously.
Yum, yum, yum. There's no me without you. There's no you without me. There's us. Yum, 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 yum. That's a yum vibration, the sound of the heart chakra. That means right now our hearts and souls are connected on that vibration in which we want to manifest peace, love, joy, happiness, health, grace, and ease, right in the midst of the cray-cray. I play, I pray, right in the midst of the cray-cray. I play, I pray. Bibo, yum, Soyinka. Breathe in, love, Soyinka. Breathe out, love, Soyinka.
I love it. So I have a question for you.
Please.
Because it's interesting. I was having this conversation yesterday with my friend from Philly, and we were talking about the young generation and how we're talking about generational wealth now, and what that conversation should look like. And I was telling her that the way that I think love wins, right? So especially coming from where you're from, how do you feel like those ladies who are not in the space to feel like they know how to breathe in love and breathe out love right now, how do they start on that journey?
Yum. I love that question.
Thank you.
Right in the midst of the muddy swamp when one cannot see the light, but we can feel that rays of the light of the sun. Even though we can't see the light, we can feel the heat because that love frequency, it never leaves the body. So I just would encourage one to remember the source. Someone said the source earlier. Someone talked about the source. That source is the supreme love. That source is the love that connects the hearts and souls of humanity, of life, of the earth, wind, fire, and water. There is no me without earth, wind, fire, and water. Don't forget the source. And remember to only breathe into that as that's all you got. If that's all you got, breathe into that. Come on now. We were created by a divine spirit called love. And it has many names, we know,
Mm-hmm.
this religion has created so many things to actually try to divide us and tricks her up. The trickster is real too. Come on, y'all. But we know that isms, religions can't keep us apart. I said, isms, religions can't keep us apart. Come on. Isms, religions can't keep us apart. We just got to believe that the next time we meet, with peace, love, joy, happiness, health, grace, and ease. BIBOLOVE, Soyinka.
Mm-hmm.
Peace, love, joy, happiness, health, grace, and ease. Right in the midst of my cray, y'all.
Mm-hmm.
But what I do know is not mine alone. So I would just encourage people to just remember that it's not yours alone. The grievances, the death, the life, the beginning, the middle, and the end is not yours alone. And we just got to keep what? Breathe in love. Breathe out love. What? Breathe in love. Yeah, breathe out love right in the midst of it, y'all. That's what I said. I hope I answered your question. Long-winded. Hey.
Yes. But that's why we have a podcast, right? Because we talk a lot. Let's be honest, okay? That's why we're here. And it's a gift to be able to do that. But I want to point out too, because maybe before I started this journey, I might not have thought that it was that deep, what you're saying, right? Like a lot of times, especially when we say nice words, they're used more in conversation with children. And so we take them lightly, but we shouldn't, right? So I want to be specific to all those things you said. I definitely want to get those. You said there are 8 words.
It's 7. I think about the 7 chakras, chakras. I might be pronouncing that wrong. Forgive me. But 7 words to support and align and find balance within my 7 chakras, which is peace, love, joy, happiness, health, grace, and ease.
And would you mind going through the different chakras for our listeners who might not know what they are?
Oh, I couldn't run those down for you, but I would say Google chakra and let it do what it do. And let it do what it do for you, because what it did for me is gave me these 7 words of peace, love, joy, happiness, health, grace, and ease. And I trust in the creation of the energy of love and vibration, that when people start to study in the way that they need to study, in the rhythm and the time that they get information, which we all get it at different times, still connected to the source. We're coming from different angles at different times and different one moment at a tick, 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 tick time. So I would just offer to that is to Google it and see what you come up with. But my 7 words for that 7 energies that runs through the body is peace, love, joy, happiness, health, grace, and ease.
Yes. And to finish what I was saying, I love those. And I think it is important to have your own, right? And not just to take someone else's, but it also, I think a lot of times will line up with the ones that you have anyways, right? And so earlier when I was talking about staying connected to the source and how that's helped me mentally and emotionally during the cray, like you say, right? It's because I'm intentionally moving my focus from, for example, a 9-year-old girl being pepper sprayed by the police to these things. Of course, it's necessary to know what's going on in the environment and to be aware of the things that can affect our wellness. But when we're intentional about our wellness, which is what we're talking about, right? We got to pull it back. The storm, the waves is going to take you where it tries to take you, but you got to stay anchored and stay connected to the source. And so that's why I love that list. I love that.
Yum, 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 heart to heart. Yes. I like to play that. I like to say, yum, 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 yum,
I like
yum, yum, heart to heart. Yum, 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 heart to heart. Yum, 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 yum. Yum. Yes, I I give thanks for the air that I breathe. I give thanks for the sun on my face. I give thanks for the earth I walk, work, dance. I give thanks for the water I am. I take action. This is the piece. I take action for the love that we need. I take action for humanity. I take action for my joy inside. I take action for the peace that we need. Oh, yes, because our hearts and souls are connected, and you know, it's each of us been assigned, and let's show up for our assignment on the foundation, of peace, love, joy, happiness, health, grace, and ease. Right in the midst of the difficult conversations and the misunderstandings and anything that doesn't serve the nervous system in a way that it's healing and transforming and activating a supreme love, then we just like continue to feed the connection, the source. Even though those vibrations of dis-ease, we can create what? Ease. And it starts with creating that ease in my own nervous system, so it ripples out into the universe and my other sisters and brothers and people of the world and the pets and animals and the planet. Everybody feel it too. Come on now.
So true, Soyinka. Like, I think I quote you the most in my classes with your yum is the vibration of the heart, and having people put their hand on their chest and take a deep breath and say out yum and just feel that. Like, it's such a physical, beautiful feeling. And you taught me that. Yum.
Yum, yum. And we could play with that. Yum, 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 yum. You can do whatever you want to do with it. Yum, 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 yum. You can roar it. Yum, 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 yum. Yes, we can roar that yum because there are things to be yummy about. There we are breathing right here, right now. Come on. The sun rose this morning. We saw the cycle of the moon. Some people didn't, and I just want to thank right now all those who have died. All those who have died. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. We honor spirit love. We honor the spirit love that your life was in the physical flesh, created by the divine supreme love. And now you're in spirit. Thank you, spirit love. To all those who have died or been murdered, died of COVID, died of all the diseases that have been like put out there on the people. Come on now.
It's a lot.
That's why it's important that we remember the source, which is a supreme love, and we feed that frequency no matter what. You see how quick I just jumped back to the love zone? Because, you know, I think that's it too. It's like, I feel like if we can have less, not to not know your history, but I feel like if we can have more conversation about what we want and exploring ways to find that you know, economic, spiritual, physical, earth, you know, nature, heart and soul connection, and we spend more time feeding those dreams and that evolution, then I feel like, you know, history will, you know, always be there. It always is what it was and is what it is. But we must remember love moving forward.
All those things you just named out, Soyinka, it makes me think about the 8 dimensions of wellness. So one of the things we talk on this podcast is about that so many times we're just looking at one dimension. We're just looking at like the physical, or we're looking at the environmental, and we may be forgetting the spiritual piece or the occupational piece. Or so that's part of what we talk about is like all those things. And I love that about your work, because we haven't really talked yet about InterPlay, but that's one of my loves, and it's something that we share about using movement and storytelling and voice to help people access that.
Well, Bebo love interplay. That's one of my slogans. Bebo love interplay. Interplay love Bebo love. And I said in the verse also because, I've been an interplay facilitator for the last, 10 years or so. And I'm just very grateful for the interplay community using movement, storytelling, and sound to support one to unlock the wisdom of their body through play. Come on now, cray, play. So I know cray, so I had to find some places where I could play. So
that part.
Interplay has been one of those places for me. So again, go to interplay.org and look at all the different offerings that are available. Like, we have just many programs. I don't even want to run the list, but please go to interplay.org and check it out, because they're doing some good work over there. And I'm so really happy to be a part of the family. One
of the things we ask our guests is, like, what are some of your personal wellness practices? And can I lead you a little on this one? Because I want you to talk about something specific.
There you go. Look at you. Come on.
I am loving, like, your art that's right behind you. And I am loving can you tell our listeners a little bit about your artistic practices in addition to your music and interplay?
Thank you so much. Well, I'll talk about the visual art. Yeah. So this is a piece. I don't know. This is all audio right now, but I'm putting a piece up to the camera.
I love it. Yes.
Yeah. So Bebo love art. Yes. It just I'm fumbling here because it does bring me peace to do the visual art. Like, I go to this Bebo love art pieces for peace. Bebo love art pieces for peace, because I create them, and while I'm creating them, it brings me a certain amount of peace. So I just started this new project where I cut out these different figures in the Bebo love colors, which I could talk about too, the Bebo love colors. But I cut out these figures, and you can move them around on this black board, and it's just that Bebo love art pieces, movable pieces for peace, because I believe, really, that we are movable pieces for peace, us beings, and if we choose to be movable pieces for peace, then so it is. Okay. So I just, that's part of my art, the visual art aspect of it. And, I've been making these 60-second videos. I feel like that's a visual too, because 60 seconds or less Bebo love affirmation movement meditation videos that I put out on a YouTube channel, so that these affirmations, I ask spirit in the morning, well, what is it that I need to hear for myself? A lot of those affirmations I just needed to hear, and then I made this 60-second video, and I'm sure somebody else in the world wanted to hear it too, and say it and move a little. So I'm just very thankful spirit has moved through me in that way. And I'm always thinking about the Bebo love evolution. I'm forever dreaming as to what else am I? Bebo, Soyinka. What are my words? What are my actions? Bebo, I want to feed that love frequency, that love supreme in my own nervous system, so that it ripples out into the universe and take care of my children and my elders. Come on now. Come on. So we could take care of the children and the elders. Well, yeah.
I love the work you've been doing recently as conference weavers, and you want to talk a little bit about that? Some of the places you've been for social justice lately?
Yeah, so wow, first one that pops in mind because it was really exciting for me to be the conference weaver for the Facing Race conference. Again, if you don't know about the Facing Race conference, Google facingrace.org and you can get a little more information about that. But that first pops up for me because I had this vision and dream that I would open up for the Dr. Reverend William. I'm messing his name up. Forgive me, Reverend uh, Dr. Barbara William. Yes. So I was able to weave through some of the affirmations that I create daily through the conference and encourage people to join me in breath and movement and affirmations. So I do that while I open the conference. I get as the people are gathering in the space, and then the MC comes on and they may introduce the keynote, and I might do another call and respond something before the keynote speaks, and the keynote finishes up, and then I close out the keynote with another group. We chant together and breathe together, and that could happen, on breaks, in between plenaries, and the closing of the conference. Yeah, that was long.
It's okay. I love that. Like, that is your love in action. That's what you think about. That's taking your spiritual wellness out into the world for other people to access. Yum.
Well, I believe in that saying. It's been said that two or more gathered in the name of something good, and so it is. So I love the idea of, even if with my own insecurity, let's keep it real, because I be so critical and judgmental of the videos that I put out, and even this interview right now, it's like, what am I saying? Am I making any sense? Is my cray showing? Are they gonna really understand me? Well, anyway, like, I do it anyway. So I do it anyway. Let me say that again. I do it anyway because here we are. So it was meant to be. And in that moment of crazy, I kind of lost the thought. So if you have another question.
Go ahead, Shannon.
I don't think I have any other questions. It's interesting because I think that if two people saw us together, they would say that we're completely different. I like the way that you put it into your life and the way that you've been able to add it into different places, just like you have different spaces in your home, you do it at different places of your life. But those are the same type of vibrations I'm on. If it's anything that's disrupting my space, taking too much of my energy, this is not what we do. We got to come straight back to the love part of it, because if not, I'm gonna end up far over here and you get caught up in the riptide and get pulled somewhere where you didn't want to live in life, and that's why the spiritual part is so important. A lot of times, um can add, I don't think I have a question, but what I could add is that, again, people are used to spiritual wellness looking like religion, but again, for me, it's a relationship. What else can I add? What else can I do for you? That's how I am in customer service, but that's the type of leader and the type of lover that I am too. That's how I love my friends. What else do you need? What else can we do together so that we together can get where we're trying to go, especially right now with everything going on. So I'm 100% for it, and I appreciate you coming on and sharing your experience. And I love your music.
Right? We'll tell everybody where to find it. And also, Soyinka, can you tell folks, because I am paying attention to time, but can you tell folks how to find you?
Well, I just don't have those links. Is it possible? Do you have those links right there? If you can post them, that would be lovely. I guess that's kind of bad on my business evolution of the BIBOLOVE that I can't spur them up right now.
Well,
but I just want to say, in my embarrassment, lessons learned and lessons taught. And I will continue to show up and do my best. I will say, BIBOLOVE Soyinka, right in the midst of my struggle, my personal struggle, and the collective struggle. I will continue to every day feed a love supreme. And I will call forth peace, love, joy, happiness, health, grace and ease, and that's that my body overflows with that vibration, because we know the other stuff that works our nervous system that doesn't serve the good. We all know that other stuff, because my body and your body are one in divine. I said my body and your body are one in divine. So when we come together, let us tap into love. Hey, say, so when we come together, let us tap into love. Check this out. I feel it, the pain. Say, I feel it, the pain. I see it. Say, oh, I see it. And then you go, what? I'm love. Yeah. Ha. And I'm beaming my light. Say, I'm beaming my light. And I'm beaming my light.
And I'm being
Say, I'm beaming my love. Beaming my love. Yeah. And I'm beaming my love. Yeah. I'm beaming my light through this darkness. Listen to me. I'm beaming my light through the darkness. I'm beaming my love through the darkness. Why? So I can see. So we can see that the powers in the people, our hearts and souls are connected, y'all, to a mighty, mighty force. And we can use that frequency and energy how we think it, then so it be it. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you so much for being here. We will have all your links in the show notes. Folks can find on your website at bibolove.us. Also, y'all reach out and connect with Soyinka on YouTube and on Instagram at BIBOLOVE, because these videos she's doing every day are amazing. And if I am in a funk or I need to connect with source and love, I know I can go and press play and have 30 seconds to a minute of you, and it shifts my entire day, Shranka. So thank you so much. I don't know if you saw Chartisia and her daughter were dancing. So the whole show, and we want to give them a shout out. But we're going to pop you back to the green room, my friend. We're so grateful for you. Thank you so much for being here with us today.
Love, 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 love.
Wasn't
that so much fun?
It was. It was good energy, you know. We talk about it like it's a fad, but it's really a thing. It really is.
Right? And in the power to, it's simple, but it's so deep. It is when Shrinka's repeating her words, and the I'm going to find them here in just a second. The peace, joy, love, happiness, health, grace, and ease.
And ease,
right? Mm-hmm. And I know if you're listening to this and not seeing it with us live, when Soyinka does that piece, she holds out her hands as she does it, but at the very end, she does this movement where one hand is open and one hand is kind of coming down through the center of her body with that ease. And to me, that just also feels like balance in my body. That really, I love that she has those 7 words and reminds us to breathe in and breathe out those things.
I'm so glad you said that, because shout out to my friend Marie from Philly, who I keep talking about. We were talking yesterday, and she's a yoga teacher, and we've talked about her transition from walking into the yoga studio about to take a class that she didn't feel like taking to becoming an instructor, and coming from a place of being ready in the moment, and not just then when she was asked to be an instructor, but in general. And we talk about the relationship between effort and ease, right? So, I use inner Christine. We talked about the color-coded pencils. We know we have goals and things to do, and life is moving forward in 2021, and a lot of people have stuff that they want to get done, but there has to be a relationship between effort and then resting and ease and being well in all of the different ways that looks. And again, the only reason I can trust that I can rest is because of my spiritual wellness, because I know that just like when my class got disconnected because my phone died, I'm not by myself. And I have you, Christine, I have my team of people, I'm connected to the source of love, and it's not all on me, on my shoulders. So I can relax and then pick it back up when I should.
Right? I love that. To remind us that we're in this together, that our hearts are all connected. I love that Soyinka just is, she walks and breathes and dances that. And I'm so grateful to know her. Tell me about this week, about what folks should do on social media. What should the
Yes. What were you going to say?
Go ahead. About just, you're our social media queen. So tell them what they should do.
Yes. So if you ladies are listening, please tell us what you're going to do this week for your personal spiritual wellness, right? This is not a spectator podcast. Yes, we are on video. If you are listening to audio, I'm calling you to action. What are you going to do? Hashtag wisdom in action. We're putting it out there in the world so that we can actually make steps toward us being more spiritually well. So we would love to know what you're doing this week and how this show has helped you and what your favorite part is. My favorite part, Christine, is, and it's hard for me to pick one, but you said it again in the show. Yum is the vibration of your heart. I love food. So that resonated with me. I love the way that goes when I think about it.
Right?
Yes.
The whole thing was my favorite part because of my friend and colleague, Soyinka Rahim. And folks that ever come to my InterPlay classes, I quote Soyinka almost every class. And she thinks I'm kidding about that, but it's true. I always quote about the yum is the vibration of our heart. And then I also like to close my Zoom meetings with the love, 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 because I think it's just so important. Everybody wants to be loved and connected. That's really what it comes down to. Like, people want to be loved and connected. And so if we can do that in the world. So, all right, my friend, this has been a fun, and I know I'm feeling enlightened, and I want to dance, and I want to go play Soyinka's entire album, so I can just have her in the room with me. And are we in good shape? Are we?
Yes.
All right.
And this week, ladies, be well, be wise, and be whole. Thank you so much to our sponsor, ShealoGlo, for sponsoring our amazing podcast and bringing on amazing guests so that we can know how to be set up dimensionally in our wellness.
And we'll see y'all next week.
Yes. Thank you, ladies.